Hey everyone, it's Jessica Riffle in Wilmington, and today I just wanted to tell you about an email I just received a couple days ago. Basically, this couple emailed me. They live here in Wilmington, and they've been trying to sell their house on their own for about 6 or 7 months. The price of the house is somewhere just over $400,000. They had a buyer come and look at the property 2 different times, call them up specifically, call the owners directly, since it was listed for sale by owner, to see the property. They looked at it twice. A couple weeks later, about a month later, they received an offer from a real estate agent who is representing buyers. And these buyers were the same people that had already looked at the property twice on their own. And the seller was offering to pay the buyer agent commission, as they should have, so that they would take advantage of all the buyer's agents out there showing the property. So they had already, said that they would pay the 3% to the buyer agent. No problem there. Property went under contract, I think around $400,000, and the sellers just had kind of an ill feeling about it, I guess, and that's why they contacted me via email and just to ask my opinion about it. And basically they felt like, even though they had offered to pay a buyer agent commission, that they were getting completely gypped, and this just had a really bad feeling to it, because it just wasn't fair that they were having to pay this buyer's agent when these buyers had looked at the property twice before the agent brought the offer, and that the agent never even brought them there to show the property. My response was this. Basically, that agent did bring an offer. Those buyers didn't actually make an offer without that agent. And I told the sellers, first of all, our market is picked up tremendously, and sales have been up, and yada, yada, yada. I know all of you are sick of me hearing me say that, but the fact of the matter is that stuff over $400,000 is still taking a lot longer to sell. Also, as a real estate agent or as a realtor, we owe our first duty to other properties and sellers listed with other realtors. So my first duty is to show property that's listed with myself, with my company, Coldwell Banker Seacoast Realty, or with other companies that participate in the MLS. And in a buyer's market like we're in, with the amount of inventory, most for sale by owners get left out to dry. They sit, they never sell, and they end up having to list with a realtor. So I told these sellers that they were very, very fortunate that they were able, first of all, to sell their property on their own or get a contract on it and get it shown on their own. And also, with their price point, they're very fortunate. There's just not as many things selling over $400,000 right now in this market. So they're very, very fortunate. They should feel very, very excited that they've got a solid contract on their property. Second of all, kind of what I just said is those buyers didn't bring them an offer, period. The buyer's agent did. So if it was me, I would be ecstatic that I was paying that buyer's agent to negotiate, to do all the paperwork, to do the inspections, schedule the inspections, do all the repair requests, to schedule the attorney, the deed prep, all that stuff that agent's going to do for her buyers. And if those sellers didn't have that buyer's agent bring those buyers, then they would have a lot more responsibility and a lot more on them and a lot more liability. Also, it's a very good possibility that those buyers knew all along that they were going to use that agent to represent them because they wanted representation. They didn't want to have to do it on their own. They wanted that agent to work for them, and they felt like they were getting sort of gypped if they didn't have that representation from a buyer's agent when they don't have to pay for it. So I told the sellers that, they're very fortunate, and the fact of the matter is that that agent did bring them a solid, acceptable offer on the property. That agent did do their job, and it probably doesn't happen very often that the agent doesn't show the property, but you also don't know the buyer's situation and how maybe they weren't being as honest as they should have been with the sellers from the beginning or their agent. So if you have any comments or you disagree with what I've had to say, please feel free to email me at jessicariffle@seacoastrealty.com. Thanks so much for listening. I hope you have a wonderful day.